Hey, boys and girls, welcome to another Problem Child test. I am joined by Inferno Canuck, one of the DBZ commentators.
Indeed, Problem Child was my nickname in high school.
No, it wasn't.
You're right.
I would think after a year that would have gotten old, but for some reason, it really doesn't.
It got old, but then it got fresh again. It's just due to pure perseverance.
So, we are doing the Saiyans Problem Child test, Scouter Vegeta. They're going to be testing the builds. They have two builds, which is Unleash Ki, Light Body, Master Strike Serious, Attack 2, Defense -1, and then Launch Support 2, Unleash Ki, Mindbreaker, and Energy Super Plus 2, Power -1. And then the first AI they're testing is Vegeta. Oh, hey, you know what?
Vegetable.
There we go. Yeah, the weird part about the PS2 emulator is that normally
I will show you
computer games and stuff only need a like what, 20 frames per second?
Typically.
Something
It's
like
nice to have 30, but it's definitely playable and watchable around 20.
Right. However, the PS2 emulator is always 60. It starts to slow down if it's less than 60.
Crazy.
Yeah, weird, huh? Yeah,
Speaking of crazy, it looks like the Vegetas. What is the plural of Vegeta? Vegetai?
Vegetai. Yeah, let's go with Vegeta.
Vegetas? Vegetai? The Vegetai seem to be fighting eye.
Just so you guys know, the Vegeta with the little tail fins is the build 1, Unleash Ki, Light Body, Master Strike Serious, Attack 2, Defense -1. And the Vegeta without the tail fins, or shoulder pads, is...
shoulder pads, okay.
Well, on tail fins. Look at his...
I was looking at his butt, and I'm like, I don't see a tail, nor any fins.
No, there is a tail. The tail's actually wrapped around his waist.
Oh.
Yeah, see? But I was actually referring to the little pieces of his armor sticking down. But, and then the other Vegeta, the tailless Vegeta, is Launch Support to... Launch Support, Unleash Ki, Mindbreaker, and Super Up to Power -1. And so far, that Vegeta is kicking the other Vegeta's tail, figuratively and literally.
Literally, yes.
Yes. And after this, I will choose a better costume for the second Vegeta because I thought this would be more different, but it's really kind of not.
No. Especially for a lay person / stupid person like me. I'm just like, look at them go! But yeah.
Final Gallic Cannon! And he dies.
Now, do you just do this test through once, or do you do like a best of 3?
No, it's best of 3 for each.
Yeah, I was about to say, because a single fight does not science make.
No. It's a best of 3. Okay, there's 3 builds or types of 3 tests, 3 rounds per test for each problem. So, yeah, the idea is to get a really extensive look at your worst person. So
now, what team is Vegeta on?
The Saiyans.
The Saiyans. So now, why was he such a problem child for the Saiyans?
He was very unreliable. Sometimes, let's fight again.
Inconsistent?
Yes, exactly. Sometimes he was great. Other times he was not so great.
I see. So they're hoping to create a build that just creates more consistency, so to speak.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Correct.
Was there a pattern as to like why he was inconsistent versus certain types of enemy?
No, and that was the weird thing. That was the weird thing is that the Saiyans were one of the 3 top scoring teams of the league last season. They were 10-2, the weird part was that Vegeta sometimes was fantastic, other times nothing.
You know, the bed.
Yeah, but basically, you look at the other ones. Bardock didn't need any trouble whatsoever. He was their freaking spam cannon. And then King Vegeta was pretty decent, and Nappa hardly ever stepped on the field. But Nappa's gone now. They actually took Turles instead, which I thought they would have been testing Turles out because he's new, and it would have given them a very extensive view or a lot of really good look at their new Kai. But maybe they decided that Turles was looking good, and that they really wanted to try and work on Vegeta. Which I suppose that kind of makes sense in a way that Turles is still new, still fairly untested, whereas Vegeta they maybe the idea is that they already know a bit about Vegeta's playstyle. So if they can get a really in-depth look at him and get him going well, then they'll have 3 good characters and then only 1 unknown and Turles. That's my thought, anyway.
Well, it's a good thought, Squee.
Oh my gosh, and the first Vegeta is now kicking the crap out of the second Vegeta. That's very indecisive. A Saiyan Soul gives him a little extra power and a little extra attack at the cost of sex appeal.
Well, hold on to your horses there, Squee. We'll let that verdict be done at the end.
A beam struggle here. And,
Oh my god, that's huge.
16,000 points of damage. And it ruffled his suit.
Oh no, not his suit.
In fact, now it's going to be even harder to tell them apart because now his suit looks just like the other guy's suit. Just slightly more broken. And his tail's gone. Oh my god, you blew off his tail. That is just rude.
That is rude. I guess the ruffled one we know was the tail, the one that had a tail.
I guess. Yeah. I didn't realize that. Because whenever they lose a beam clash like that, or they get hit by a really powerful ultimate, it'll turn them into their damage state. I didn't realize his damage state just switches them over to that costume and makes it damage. Gosh, wow. So second Vegeta, literally with 2 or 3 really big moves, has just taken back this fight.
It's no use. We have a winner.
And he wins it by almost another full health bar. A big comeback. However, it should be pointed out that while he had a big comeback, that huge comeback was made possible by his build, the Super Plus 2 charge -1. Because that Super Plus 2 is why he hit for 16,000 points of damage and why he just hit for 12,000 points of damage. Yeah, so good times. On to the next test. All right, on to the next set of Vegeta Scouter test, which is the same builds, obviously. However, with Broly AI. And again, first Vegeta is Unleash Ki, Light Body, Master Strike, Serious, Attack 2, Defense -1. And then the second Vegeta is Launch Support, Unleash Ki, Mind Breaker, and Super Applu. So the tie-dye, or the green and orange, is number 2. Both have Broly AI.
I understood the word 2, the number 2, and all of that. No, just kidding.
Well, as long as the Saiyans understand.
That's the important thing.
Yes. A Gallic gun. Oh, nice. So the idea of these problem child tests is that they're going to get a really good look at the builds, which builds are better, because they not only do they get to see the builds in the same build over and over. I mean, what, potentially 8 to 10 times. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They get to see how the build performs for each AI. So this test, if run properly, will not only tell them which build of the 2 is better, but what AI works best with the build.
Oh, okay.
And wow, Vegeta 1 is owning Vegeta 2 right now. However, like we saw last time, that can change around very quickly with that.
Very quickly, all you just need is the 16,000 point explodey thing.
That blue Potara, which is basically it increases their super by roughly 2,000 points of damage. But it decreases their ability to charge, so they charge slower, but they do more damage. It's a very powerful Potara. In fact, it's so powerful that we've limited 1 per team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's 4 blue Potaras. There's one that does Super +2, Charge -1, Charge +2, Super -1, and the same thing for attack and defense. Attack up, defense down, defense up, attack down. And you can only use 1 of each on your team. So theoretically, all 4 members could have a blue Potara, but only 1 of each, because otherwise we fear that everyone would just be using, blue Potaras. Because they are very powerful.
It's no use.
Did you have that problem in previous seasons? And
No,
that's when
well,
you realized
yes, actually we did. So that's part of the reasons why we made the rules. Like, for example, we've made it to where any Potara can only be used twice per team. because we would have
Okay.
teams that would have entire builds almost exactly the same.
Oh,
And
okay.
this will force a little. God, Vegeta 1
never have
kicked
come
his
here.
butt. Let's
Yes.
see if that happens again. So wow, this would be interesting to see. That it looked like at first that the second build was the better build, but it's possible that the first build is better overall when given the Broly AI.
Okay.
So, this is where you've chosen for your final resting place.
Of course, if we had way too much time and effort on our hands, which we don't, they could then test the winners of the builds and AIs together to see who wins that. But come on, don't put too much of a strain on us poor people.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Vegeta. Go, Vegeta. You're my hero. Not really. You know, an interesting fact that you might not know, Inferno, is that the second color Vegeta, the orange and green, was the actual first color scheme for Vegeta that they showed in the first few episodes. And then someone decided that that color scheme was retarded. And so they chose the second color scheme that the first Vegeta has, which arguably is a much better color scheme. The way I always looked at it when I was a kid is that the only time they showed him with this color scheme was when he was in space and on a different planet. So I always just passed it off as just the light was different.
Oh, okay.
But I think it actually was that's what they originally went with, and they decided, nah, we're
This
going to
looks
color him differently.
Yeah.
And yeah, Vegeta 1 is winning this hands down again. The Broly AI, huh? Very dogged
Impressive.
AI. It's Broly's AI is known for relentless pursuit of your enemy. So up in their face.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
But the thing is that as cool as that sounds, certain characters it doesn't work on. Some characters are better off at a distance or, you know, hit and run type of tactics. So, but it seems to be fitting pretty well for Vegeta, Scouter Vegeta. Like, for example, you wouldn't really want to put Broly AI on someone that you hope to spam a bunch of beam moves, because it's not that Broly AI doesn't use beam moves, but they're not. It's not like his focus. Oh God, Vegeta's going ape.
Taste my true power.
They're not really gonna taste your true power, though, are they? I mean, are they gonna lick your fur? I don't. Wow. And he just evened this match out. Gosh. That power +2 is a powerful thing. Monkey Vegeta is... Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Wow.
I guess that answers that question.
Never underestimate an ape.
Saiyans.
No.
Alright, one more go. Best out of 3. Let's see how this works. Do.
I will show you the power of a Saiyan elite. So, this is where you've chosen for your final rest.
Little bit of slowdown there, obviously.
Are you ready? Begin.
And so so we have Vegeta versus Vegeta. I haven't seen
Wait,
this
slow
yet.
down. Versus who?
Haven't seen this one yet. And again, Vegeta 1 is you know, I'm not sure how to call this, because overall Vegeta 1 is a better performer, but Vegeta 2 keeps just
Coming out of nowhere.
pounding him with those blast moves. So
Well, now here's the question then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the goal for this is consistency, right?
mhm.
And are blast moves easily interrupted? Are they more likely to
Yes.
miss? Or
Yes.
see, so that might be the problem of the inconsistency type.
Oh my
of thing,
gosh.
Right?
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. He didn't even take him down by a bar.
Exactly. See,
Never
if you want to
mind.
look at consistency,
Yeah.
I'm looking at Vegeta 1.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at, so far, in the first test, Vegeta 2. In the second test, hands down, Vegeta 1, especially with that win.
Mm-hmm.
Final test between Vegeta and, shall we say, Vegeta. Same builds as before, but with the Buu AI on both of them. And let's see if it was really the Broly AI. If we see Vegeta 1 get his tail whipped, then we're pretty sure that it's the AI more than the build. Or it could also be that maybe just, for whatever reason, that build and that AI mesh.
Begin.
Like, oh so much
Like-
toilet paper and water.
Oh! I was hoping you'd come up with a metaphor, but something a little bit better than that. I guess it's more of a simile since you said like.
I guess so.
Like or as. My English teachers taught me correctly. Anyway. See how well this goes. I don't know. I'm a big fan. See, I don't know much about this. I'm kind of your fish out of the water, fresh eyes type of commentator.
Uh-huh.
But I really like that last build with Vegeta 1 with that really persistent, aggravating AI. Started with a B. What's it called? Yeah.
I don't know that letter of the alphabet, so. Do. Oh gosh, ouch, ouch. I know this has nothing to do with the problem child test, but I was just a Lycan to BioWare in my ability to end a game.
Oh my god.
Ouch. Ow, that burns. Anyway, Vegeta versus Vegeta. We have an actually pretty even fight here. Because, 100% attention to this here. Oh, I noticed they both have their tails on this one. Well, these two but definitely seem much more evenly matched right now. However, if they're both evenly matched, then I'm going to give the advantage to Vegeta 2 because of his ability to just damage. Because that doesn't change with the AI. His damage will be constant. It's just a matter of how often he fires it. Which he hasn't really done yet. And Vegeta 2 actually connects first.
Yeah.
And whew, Vegeta 1 connects first. And Vegeta 2 has a lot of catching up to do. I don't know, but at this point, even if Vegeta 2 pulls off a power move or two, I don't know if he can overcome two bars.
And besides, this is more... This is interesting, because this isn't like who beats who. This is more seeing how they perform individually, right?
Exactly.
And...
I mean, there is something to be
go.
said, and Vegeta 1 wins again. There is something to be said about the winner. Because the winner does mean, in the end, you did more damage than the opponent did to you. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. It's very much like we were saying, Vegeta 1. If we're looking at consistency, definitely Vegeta 1, because he basically outputs more damage at a more steady pace, whereas Vegeta 2 is very large amounts of damage at inconsistent times. And I'm with you that overall I would go with Vegeta 1 because, in my mind, those opportunities may never come for Vegeta 2. And I think overall you would find it would be a very inconsistent player because some weeks he would pull them off and be amazing, and other weeks he would never get the chance. Whereas Vegeta 1 would be consistent every week.
Exactly. And I don't know, I don't know, like I said, I don't know a ton about this league, but I kind of think of this like in hockey because I'm a Canadian and I'm a giant goddamn stereotype.
Right.
But for goalies or defensemen or any player, right? You want consistency as a foundation, and then you can tweak their skills, or in this case, you can like tweak the items they get, type of thing, right? But you want a solid foundation.
Right. You never judge a
And
player off of one game, no matter how great
no,
or bad.
you can't. You can't. It's over a period of matches, right? And this is just as a video for the coaches and for their teams to kind of reflect on this. So I won't impart my advice or my opinions, but it's nice that you're doing this. So
I thought. Well, honestly, the whole idea came around by Light Earth from my team proposing a test like this for our Goku, because Gokus are the problem child of the league. Every team that has an adult Goku has always struggled with them. And he said, you know what we really need to do? We really need to do this to really get a good idea of what we're up against. And I said, all right. And then I thought about that. I was like, but if I'm doing a test for us, every team could benefit from something like this.
yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, you're right. Once you can get a consistent, like for example, I would say that the Vegeta 1 is fairly consistent with at least the last two AIs. Maybe not the first one, but the last two. And then if you, for example, took maybe say, I don't know, Master Strike off of him and then put that Power 2, you know what I mean? The Super 2 Power 1 that basically, in other words, you could take Vegeta 1 and give him all the advantages Vegeta 2 had with the consistency. You really could. You just choose, because that ability is only a 1-point ability.
Really?
So
Wow.
if I were the Saiyans, I would almost say, look, take build 1 with probably Broly AI. Oh gosh, wow.
Yeah, because he got his ass handed on this one too. Which
Yes.
AI was this one again?
This was Buu.
That was Buu AI. Yeah.
Yes. Hang on, was that the first Buu? Yes. Right? Okay, one more test to go. I would say that, yeah, overall, Vegeta 1 has been far more consistent. Maybe give him build 1 with Broly AI, and then just swap out one of his abilities for the power damage thing. And then, boom, you got the best of both worlds. You know what you said really made me think of, Inferno? Have you ever seen that movie Moneyball?
No, I have not seen it yet, but I've heard very good things.
It's a really good movie, and it's exactly the way I think people in the Dragon Ball Z League should be looking at it. See, baseball, what it used to be, and still kind of is they would look at players as a whole package instead of statistics, basically. They would look at how is this guy overall, whereas and this general manager started looking at not how is the player overall, but statistics. In other words, you know what? I don't care how good this player is at first base. He gets on base. I don't care that he's walked every game. It doesn't matter. He gets on base. Or he has this percentage ABI. So basically, he was using mathematics. And I think kind of the same way you should look here. You shouldn't be looking at who wins all the time, who has flashy, brilliant, high-damaging moves. You need to look at who connects the most, who dishes out the most damage per match, who consistently lives the longest. You know what I mean? Kind of look at it as more of a stat-based thing than a who looks better as a player.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to moneyball this shit. I like it.
Because there's a lot of players, like a good example is Spopovich on the Majins. He's not a flashy player. He's mostly a melee character, but when you look at him, he is a consistent damage dealer. And when
he likes to plant those gardens.
No, that's Raccoon.
Oh.
Yeah, Raccoon likes to plant.
I fail at Dragon Ball Z.
It's all right. It's all right. But when you ask who's some of the best players in DBZ League, Spopovich wouldn't be on the top of your list, even though he's pretty damn good. It's just that he doesn't look that, when you're watching it, he's not flashy.
Yeah.
And Vegeta 2 is actually pulling in the lead on this one. Not by much, though.
I've seen that. Yeah. We'll see.
I'm starting to think, personally, for the way I'm looking at this, I'm starting to think that Build 1, for whatever reason, was working really well with Broly AI.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just that those two, like I said before, meshed together really well.
Yeah, if I were the team, I'd actually want to do a few more matches with the first Vegeta with Broly AI because we want to make sure that's not just a flash in the pan.
Honestly, I would suggest put up a test with Broly AI with that build, giving him maybe the power +2 super -1, The Super +2 power -1, because that could have been the sole reason Vegeta 2 was winning. So give him that and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But anyway, that is
yeah.
it for the Saiyans Problem Child test. Hopefully that'll help you guys on your march to season 3.